So from a girl who was always shy, never ever spoke in public, never made friends, never went out, people always thought that I was very stupid, or people thought that I was very dull, and they thought that I was not knowledgeable, to a girl who has leveled up to her confidence, that I have worked with big brands like TikTok, I have talked on panel events, I have been able to walk into a room and owned up to that room, and my presence has been felt in that room, to a girl who is wearing like this in a place like this, in the world whereby everyone is judging. Because you know what, it takes confidence, it takes a level of knowing your self-worth, your self-esteem. I'm telling you, it has been a journey. Like Michelle Obama said, that your success is determined by the level of confidence that you have. When I understood my confidence, the level of my friends changed, my environment changed, the people I talked to changed, the rooms I walked into changed, and the way I saw myself changed, and the way people saw me too changed. So this is a part 2 from a previous video that I did, and that video did really well. You should go and check out that video where I talk about confidence as well, and this can be a booster from the previous video. I have created a template as well on confidence that you can go and check out, and you can have, and guess what, it is free. I got you, girl. It is entirely free. You can go and download that template and it will help you, because in this video I'm going to be talking about 5 ways in which you can build your confidence, you can be a confident person, and you can level up, know your self-worth, and just know that, you know what, I have got this, and my confidence is my success. Before I talk about those 5 things, please do not forget to subscribe, because this is very important in this video, because once you subscribe, you're expecting to get a level of videos like this, and you have to start leveling up by also choosing the people that you follow that are going to allow you to level up. Now, we're going to say something together. We are going to say this before I get into the video, is that my past does not define me. Say it with me. My past does not define me. My past does not define me. What happened to me before does not define who I am now. What happened to me before does not define who I am now. Say that 3 times, and that is going to get you started with this video. I've got a secret point at the end of this that is going to trigger you a little bit, but it has to be said, because there is no way I can go through this video without saying that point. And leave down in the comments below, what point of your journey are you on in acquiring your confidence? Are you confident enough? What have you learned about confidence, and what have you learned about yourself that you can literally share for anyone else? I cannot wait to hear that, so let's get into the actual video. Tip number 1, what you radiate is what you attract. What you call upon yourself is what you attract. If you radiate low self-esteem, that is what you attract. If you radiate, low self-worth, that is what you attract. If you radiate shyness, that is what you attract. If you radiate lack of knowing something, that is what you attract. You attract what you radiate. That means that you have to start operating from a level of high vibration. You have to start operating from a level where you already know that, you know what, I haven't got it, but I know my worth. I am not at that level, but I know my worth, because that is what you're radiating. When you walk into a room and you put your head down and you bow down and you don't look around, you stay on your phone, that is what you're radiating, and what you're showing is what you're going to attract. You attract what you're giving out. So in order for you to be a confident person, you have to change the way you radiate yourself. You have to remember that your past does not define you. You have to remember what happened to you yesterday does not define you right now. And you have to get out from that mindset of thinking that, you know what, this has happened to me before, therefore I cannot get this, therefore I cannot be seen in this way. You radiate what you attract. Say that again. You radiate what you attract. So being comfortable with who you are is your ultimate threat. Being comfortable with who you are right now, that is your greatest mistake that you're ever going to do. That takes me to a point whereby I'm saying that you can never grow from an environment that you're used to. If you're in an environment and you're too used to that environment, that means that you have to get out of that environment in order for you to grow. That is about the comfort zone. You cannot grow from the point whereby you feel comfortable. You cannot become confident if all you want to do is being in a comfort zone. You have to get yourself out of that comfort zone in order for you to challenge yourself, expose yourself, put yourself in situations that allow you to be confident. So many times we run away from situations that will build our confidence because we're thinking that we have to stay in the situation that is very comfortable, and that is the ultimate death of you. Okay, because I'll say that to you right now, I have been in my comfort zone for such a long time that I'm telling you that comfort zone smelled like chocolate. It was shit, but it smelled like chocolate, and I stayed in it for a very long time. I allowed people to say opinions about myself. I allowed people to say things about me or what I talk or what I do or how I react, because that was my comfort zone. I was like, I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to people because you know what? They know me better. Hell, hun, they do not know you better. You need to come out of that zone of whereby you feel like, I'm not going to do this anymore. If someone invites you out to an engagement or to a party or whatever it is, I know it's not your comfort of going out in public places. It's not your comfort of putting yourself out there in those places. But in order for you to build your confidence of being around social events and social people, unfortunately, you have to put yourself in that social situation in order for you to build that confidence. The more you do it, the better it becomes. Because let me tell you something. Confidence is like a muscle. You build it bit by bit, bit by bit. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I am confident. I have been on my confidence journey since, I don't know, 2018, not too far off. That is when I said being confident. I became confident in different kind of aspects only by coming out of my comfort zone. And one of the things about coming out of my comfort zone is that I owned up to who I am. I owned up to how I look like. I said, you know what, I'm gonna come out of the comfort zone of me feeling like, you know what, I'm not that part of that group, I'm not part of that. And I literally own that. Let me tell you something, you can never be the Kardashians, you can never be Lori Harvey, you can never be those people. You have to own up to your own self, your authentic self, in order for you to build that confidence. Because when you compare yourself to them, I'm telling you, that is the level at which people will see you and compare you. That is something called exposure therapy. You have to expose yourself into situations and conditions in order for you to become a better person. That comfort area is not going to expose you. You're not going to be confident at all. You're not going to grow when you stay in that place that makes you comfortable. You don't want to think about doing anything that challenges you, but you think somehow, somewhere, you're going to become confident. You just think, by staying in that comfort zone, something will fall onto you and then you'll be confident. It does not work like that, hon. It does not work like that. I'm telling you this. Point number 3, you are scared of people judging you, but what you don't understand is that you're judging your own self. By you being scared of people judging you, I'm telling you, you're not going to get anything done. Let me tell you, people don't even think. People in this world don't even think. What you're thinking in your mind is literally what they're thinking in their mind. When you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, they're judging me because of this, you are judging your own self. Literally. For example, you go to the gym and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to the gym, I'm so scared. Someone is going to look at me lifting the weight wrong. Who said that how they're lifting the weight is the correct way? Just because they've been going there for such a long time that they know what those weights are and what they do does not mean that you cannot get it. But if you go with a mindset of thinking that, you know what, these people are going to judge me, therefore I'm not going to do it. If you think about judgment everywhere you go, you're not going to get confident at all, because people are always going to judge. People will always judge. Let me tell you something that you can never do. You cannot control people's opinions. You cannot control that, but you can control the opinion that you have of your own self, because public opinion is just a small voice of your own private opinion. If someone says something about you, it means that you have already thought that thing about your own self. Therefore, it's enhancing the thing that you already feel about your own self. So when you think about yourself as a low self person, a person that has no worth, if someone says something along those lines, it is going to push you back, because that is your own private opinion about yourself that someone has heightened. But if you work on your own opinion about your own self inwardly, whatever someone says on the outward side, it doesn't really matter, and it helps you build your confidence that way. You have to internally start building your own confidence before you externally, build your external confidence. It starts from within inside for it to come outside. Okay? Point number 4 is that knowledge and skill are your greatest tool when it comes to confidence. Let me tell you something. When you're knowledgeable about something, you have more confidence. When you work on something, you have acquired the skill to be confident in that particular thing. People who do certain things and are good at certain things is because they have built up that level of knowledge that has helped them build up the level of confidence. Let me tell you this. Everyone who operates from a confident level operates from a knowledge-based level. Anyone who is confident about something is because they have acquired the knowledge and the skill. So if you want to be confident and you're not learning something new and you think learning is boring, reading books is boring, research is boring, that is the level at which your confidence is going to grow, because you cannot be confident in something when you don't want to learn that thing, you don't want to acquire that thing, you don't want to get yourself out there to learn about that thing. That is the only way you can be confident. I can confidently speak to you right now in this camera confidently and tell you all these things because I have built the skill of how to look in the camera. I have built the skill on how to talk, what to say, and do all those kind of things. My ever first YouTube video, if I can show it to you here, is like literally the weirdest video. It's like, oh my god, what am I doing? But I had to do that video to get to this point. This is a point of like 7 years later. So you cannot come and beat me at a game of me having done it for 7 years and thinking that you can come and just do it. Like, I had to build the confidence for 7 whole years. And let me tell you something, it's not a destination, it's a journey. So for 7 years I have been building up how to be confident, how to be this kind of person over and over again by repeating. It's all about repetition. You do it over and over again, but you have to acquire the knowledge about it. You have to be knowledgeable about it. If you never become confident, if you don't try as much as you can to acquire the knowledge in that thing that you want to be confident about. And for me personally, one of the things that I do to help me with knowledge and stuff like that is reading books. I will never tell you, you know, get a skill, read, do this, learn something new if I don't do it myself. And these are some of the books that I have read so far or something like that. These are some of the books that I have read, you know, this sort of beginning of this year. There is one about confidence, there's Atomic Habits, there is relationship as well. And currently I am reading this book that is all about the dynamic laws of prosperity, and I'm literally on these few pages here, which means I have just started. You can see the book is brand new, and that is a skill that I'm getting. I'm learning about, you know, money and my relationship with money, and that is something that I want to learn more about, to understand me, so I can be more confident with money and approaching riches without thinking about, you know, being rich is a sin or being rich is a problem thing, because I am a Christian, and when it comes to Christianity there is an attachment to being rich and going to hell. So I'm trying to learn that and acquire the knowledge about that. That's what I'm saying to you. In order for you to be confident, you have to acquire the knowledge and the skill, because everyone out there that is being confident is because of the knowledge and the skill that they have got in order for them to deliver and be who they are. You admire them from a distance because they have gone out there to acquire that knowledge or build on that skill to become confident. The fifth point is that you have to understand your fears. If you want to be confident, you first of all need to understand what your fears are. Where exactly is that fear coming from? What exactly is stopping you from getting those things, or to get to that point of what you want to do and be that person that you want to be, and therefore is hitting your confidence? Or what is your fear? Is there something that happened to you in the past? Is it past trauma? Is it something that has been said to you? Is it the way you have been brought up? You have to face those fears, understand them, and talk to those fears. That is where affirmations come from. That is where people talk about affirmations. I don't strongly believe in affirmations that much, but affirmations are like inwardly talking to yourself. Like, it's a reverse sort of thing of how you're talking to yourself in order to kind of like radiate that feeling. Because remember what I talked about, what you radiate is what you attract. What you bring out of yourself is literally what you are going to attract. So you have to try as much as you can to get down and listen to those fears in order for you to become confident, because you cannot operate from a point of fear, because fear is not something that was given to you when you were born. Fear is something that you've acquired out of something that happened to you in your life that has pushed you down into your confidence, that's made you feel unconfident. Maybe it's about your physique and how you look. Maybe it's a fear of being called ugly, or you've had someone who looks like you're being called ugly and being called, like, you know, the outcast, and because of that you've had that fear, and because of that fear it has knocked your confidence, and you don't feel beautiful enough, you don't feel good enough. So you walk into a room just feeling the way you are feeling, or looking the way you're looking, because of that particular fear. In order for you to live your authentic self, you have to bring that fear to light. What is brought to light cannot control you in the dark. What you have been fearing and having in the dark that has controlled you, once you bring it to light and talk over it, it's going to help you to be a very confident person. It's easy for me to say that, you know, look here, put your shoulders up, you know, walk like this, look like that, don't hold your phone in public, or don't look away when people are talking to you, just look them straight in the eye. It's easy for me to say that when the fear is still lingering, when there's something controlling you in the dark. You have to bring that thing that is a fear deep down into light by actually getting out of your comfort zone, by actually putting yourself in challenging situations, by actually talking over it, and you can build on that kind of confidence. Because I am telling you, I have had demons of things that have controlled me from the inside, that when I brought to light have just they have just kind of like gone so far. Let me tell you, one of the things I had this massive fear about friends and people being my friends, because I always thought that I'm not good enough. I thought that I was never gonna meet people. I just thought that I was never cool enough. I just had that fear of like the people that will be around me, they will see how bad I am as a person. That's literally why I said I thought I was that bad in my heart, that when people came around me, they would see, oh my God, she's bad. I had that fear. But until I put myself out there and started making friends, I have got the best ever people around me, the best, you know, people that I can call like my friends, just because I said, you know what, let it be. Let it be. What's the worst they can say to me that I haven't said to myself? Literally, that I say to myself, I've already said these things to myself, that when they say it to me, it doesn't make any difference. So what's the worst that they can say? So I just put myself out there, and shockingly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And it never ever happened like that. It was the opposite of what I say to myself inside. Sometimes, if you put yourself out there in those situations and stuff like that, people are going to bring light to things that you also thought you did not have, or things that you thought, I didn't know I had that in me, by putting yourself out there. So you have to try as much as you can to bring those fears to light. Oh, I got a bit of a shock there. Now, this one is a last bonus point. This point here is your bonus point, is respect yourself. If you want to be confident, you have to respect yourself. And when I talk respect, is that if you dress the way you dress and you expect people to, you know, to treat you in a certain way, you're lying to yourself. You're literally lying to yourself. You go to an event and you end up in joggers, you end up in trainers, you end up in whatever you're wearing. You treat everything like, by the way, I'm just going to the shops, I'm just going here, and you expect to get that confidence. You can't. Your confidence sometimes is how you present yourself, how you look, you know, is also your level of confidence. When you wear something nice, for example, if you're going for a job interview and you wear a suit, it gives you that power. You feel that power when you walk into the interview. You're like, I have got this power and I'm going to smash this interview. You know that from the get-go. You know, because of that suit that you've worn, you don't even care if they're going to ask you a question and don't smash them. You wore a suit today. It's the same thing with your own self. If you wear something good, if you wear something nice, you're respecting yourself and you're building your confidence. People will treat you differently, and this is being contradictory. People will treat you differently when you walk into a room wearing joggers and a hoodie and just put your head down, to when you wear actually a good dress, a nice shoe, do your makeup, look nice, maybe have a shave or a cut or anything that you're doing, and you walk into a place. People will look at, you know, this person took the time to take care of themselves, how they look. So that's the respect that we're going to give them. So you have to remember that, respect yourself enough if you want people to treat you confidently. Operate from the high vibration of your own self if you want to be confident in anything at all, because confidence is not just something that just happens like that. You have to put things around you that are going to build that confidence. If it's dressing nicely, you gotta dress nicely. Unfortunately, you can't change a first impression. A first impression will always stay the first one. You can try to make it better, but that's the first lasting impression that someone has had from you, and you cannot change it. Not saying that they don't change, they do change, but it's there. It's the first time someone met you. You can't unfast it, if that makes sense. But anyway, guys, if this video has really helped you, and literally just let me know, because I'm telling you right now, I am not the most confident person in this entire world. I was not born a confident person. I have just built this up. I have just, you know, got to a point whereby I'm like, you know what, I have come from so far not to share what I have learned. But anyways, leave it down in the comments below what you have learned about confidence, what you think is going to help you with confidence, and where you feel like you can learn. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, whereby we're going to level up and become confident, beautiful, healthy people.